All right, so NetherRealm is actually hiring for a principal graphic engineer. Are you going to apply?
I'll have to look at my qualifications, but for some reason I don't think they fit this field.
The most interesting thing about this job posting is that they're actually looking for somebody for their next-gen consoles. I'll go ahead and just read kind of what they wrote out. NetherRealm, a division of Warner Brother Games Incorporated, seeks a principal software engineer, graphics to drive the next generation console, graphics vision for Mortal Kombat and Injustice franchises. As a principal graphic engineer, you will work closely with lead engineer and the rest of your peers to develop state-of-the-art graphics technology for the PS5 and Xbox Series X. We knew that, of course, they were going to eventually be working on these new consoles, but it might be a little bit sooner than we thought. And I'm actually a little bit surprised that they haven't started already because pretty sure they have started working on new games. So we might get one more game for the current consoles before they switch over to the next gen.
Well, I think I remember hearing that they had started working on the next Injustice, which, I mean, as you said, I would have assumed it would have been on the PS5, considering how soon it is till the PS5 and the next gen Xbox is released, you know?
Yeah, and I think, the Injustice thing, that is the biggest rumor out right now. I don't think there's been any real confirmation from NetherRealm, though, if they're working on that or not.
Yeah, good point.
Now, that being said, they could just be doing preliminary stuff that can translate over into the next-gen consoles.
Well, I'm looking at the quote-unquote essentials, and there's a bit where they say worked on a AAA game or similar complexity from concept to ship. So I don't think it's just going to be bringing a game from this generation into the next. I feel like this is something from scratch.
Oh, yeah, I think so. They're getting ready to make a whole new line of games, period, which is great news for NRS fans because we're guaranteed that we're going to be getting new games in the future if they're already hiring.
It's just whether or not MK will be a part of it in the near future. That's my biggest concern, because they have said that, they've said a lot of things, but they've said that they want to make sure that MK11 is the longest supported title, and then they've also said that they want to try their hand at something completely different from the fighting games that they've been doing, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm really wondering what it is that they have up their sleeve.
In the same vein, there's been a lot of talk lately that Warner Brothers is thinking about selling their gaming division, which would include NetherRealm Studios with it. That kind of leaves a little bit of uncertainty in the air that everybody's wondering what's going to happen with Mortal Kombat in the future.
Yeah, it is really interesting to see this, considering the rumors seem to be quite concrete as to them looking to sell NetherRealm Studios or this branch. But, if they're looking for somebody to come in for a new job in such an important role, it's very confusing. You would have thought that they wouldn't be bothering if they're going to sell them off.
What I kind of think might happen is, do you remember when Mortal Kombat 9 came out? NetherRealm Studios had actually already completed a lot of work for that game before Warner Brothers picked up NRS. So we could be seeing something similarly happen where we get another game that's under the banner of a new gaming company, still NRS, of course, that has a lot of the things that we enjoyed about the Warner Brothers era. And then as we proceed into the game after that, we might get something completely different. That's kind of how MKX and MK11 were to MK9. They're very different games, in my opinion.
Yeah, I can definitely see the influence, but they have evolved quite heavily over the years. Between, if you look at MK9 and how it played and the style just of the game itself in comparison to how MKX was, and then obviously moving into MK11, they all tend to evolve in so many different directions from each other.
Yeah, and not just evolution, but they also change a lot of things. And that's been an oncurring topic on this podcast, has been how the lore has changed, how gameplay itself has kind of changed, because you can't be a Mortal Kombat 9 player and expect to go into Mortal Kombat 11 and pull off the same type of combos you used to be able to, because it's just a completely different gaming mechanic in so many ways.
Yeah, I guess that's what I meant by, well, I think evolution is probably the wrong term to use here, considering many people see it as going backwards, or just, everybody has their own subjective opinion on what's going on with the games in terms of progression. But I am very curious to see what they can do with the next gen with regards to Mortal Kombat, and I'm hoping that would be sometime soon. Although, considering what they're saying about not moving forward with the sort of the typical fighting game style, who knows, maybe we get something like the long rumored Fire and Ice or something along those lines.
Shaolin Monks 2, crossing my fingers.
I feel like this would be the perfect time to bring that in if they didn't move into, I mean, I've been saying, like, I would love, for example, say FromSoft to purchase the NRS. We could get like a sort of Souls-like MK, and that would be awesome in my opinion. I would be really interested in seeing how they can take the series, like which directions they could move in. Like looking at Conquest itself from Deception, something along those lines would be amazing. But it would be very weird to see it in a way that there's no proper fighting.
Did you see the trailer for, I think it was Diablo 3?
Yeah. Do you mean recently?
Yeah, the recent
Diablo
trailer.
4.
Was it Diablo 4?
Yeah.
I mean, the cinematics on that are what I would love to see brought into Mortal Kombat. The monk ending up in the Demon's Lair. I'm not familiar with the Diablo characters, but, he was kind of tricked into being there and was sacrificed in order to open up this portal. Like, it was beautiful, and I would like to see more of that with the Mortal Kombat franchise. So if another company could come in and kind of add to Mortal Kombat, I'm for it.
See, it's actually really interesting to hear you say that, because I am also a big Diablo fan, and Diablo 3 was considered, at least in the beginning, a huge disappointment because it lost a lot of that gritty atmosphere. It lost a lot of the lore. We see a lot of similarities in what has changed with MK as well as Diablo. Diablo 4's trailer is something that many longtime fans have been waiting for. It was a return to that dark, gritty atmosphere. It was a return to, the world of Diablo actually showing how brutal it can be. And I agree with you completely. I would love to see something like that for Mortal Kombat. However, we also have to remember that that is just a trailer so far. We haven't actually seen anything proper outside of a little bit of gameplay. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Just have to be clear.
We also have to remember that is Blizzard. So
that's the other thing I wanted to say. It's not even Blizzard; it's Activision Blizzard, right? So that is definitely something to bear in mind.
So if any of our listeners are interested, we will post the job in the description, so you can go and apply.
If you do apply and you do get the job, please let us know. We'd love to have you on here. Well, this has been another Tarkatan Bitesize episode with Fantim and myself. Thanks for listening. Let us know what you think of the job posting, as well as the possibility of NexGen MK, and we are looking forward to bringing you the next episode of the Realmcast. Please like, follow, subscribe to stay up to date with our videos, as we plan on bringing a lot more content to the channel. Thank you.